Hello, and welcome to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Experience, the Target Individual Program. Today is Friday, April 13th, 2018. I hadn't done a video in about 2 weeks. I think the last video I did, I said that the kids are going to be on spring break, so I wouldn't be able to do a video or videos that I would normally do because they're at my house and I don't have a webcam. I do have the software, I have a microphone, but I don't have a webcam. And plus, it's very busy at my house with my kids, my three kids, and then I have my nephew that's there, my niece's son, who's my grand nephew, is there. So, didn't have the time nor the quietness to do a video. And so the kids started school at the beginning of this week, and of course, the targeting came right back to how it's been. The interesting thing is that at my block, the noise campaign is nowhere close to what I get over here. Excuse me. At by Pam, over by Pam. All right, and so it, again, still intense, still noisy as heck, and I got a couple videos this week, okay, and I'm gonna put a few of them on this video that I'm doing right here, and then I'm gonna do a separate video of the targeting that I received today because that video is pretty lengthy and it needs a lot of explaining. So anyway, so the Friday the kids got out of school prior to spring break, okay, or what they call winter break here. And excuse me a second. Okay, so for whatever reason, since I started this video, a certain body part just keep itching me, and I don't want to scratch it on camera, so that's why I move off of camera. So you have to excuse me, okay? So as I was saying, so the Friday prior to the kids being off from school for the entire week, we drove over to my house, to my apartment building, and I took them inside, and I came back out. That was like 2 minutes, okay? And I came back out, got back in the car, and as soon as I sat down, looked at my rearview mirror, I saw fire trucks. So I was on the phone with my brother. So I was like, listen, I'll call you back. I gotta record this, okay? And so, like I said, immediately as I got on the block, took the kids inside. Took me 2 minutes to do that. I just opened up the front door. We went to the door, and let them in. My eldest son was there. Came back out, sat in the car. The fire truck shows up. Fire trucks, I should say. So it's the first one.
I got on the block and dropped the kids in the house. I came outside, sat down in the car. I was on the phone with another TI.
Okay.
Who shows up?
Fire department.
Who shows up at the fire department?
Okay, so then after they drove by, okay, now you're gonna see a vehicle pull out, okay. Now I didn't see anybody walk into that video, so that person must have been in the video. And again, it's all, the vehicle, so it's all tactic, it's all subliminal. This person driving this vehicle is part of the street theater that you see in here, okay. And of course, the theme that they like to use a lot of times with the color red, okay. So somewhere in my targeting or in the end of the targeting, they love to use colors, right? So whether it be black, blue, yellow, red, which is the more popular, the one they use continuously. So this individual pulls out all of a sudden, okay, as soon as the fire trucks pass by. So, and again, they would allow me to get parking on the block if they're trying to send me a subliminal message. It might be parking behind a car with a particular number in the license plate that I've talked about, okay, or it might be a particular color car, right? Whether they been subliminally conditioning me to recognize a particular color, so I'll see more of that color on vehicles, whether I'm pulling up behind them, driving by me, driving in front of me. So I'll see like a lot of those particular colors, particularly gray and red. Those are the two colors lately that they've been mainly been targeting me with. So again, it's a theme that they like to repeat over and over. Right? So I got parking. That was a Friday. The week the kids was off. My kid, my middle child, the 8-year-old, helping did his homework for the week, and my daughter helped her did hers homework for the week, and we just had fun. We watched a lot of movies. We went to the movies, and they had a good time. Now, was I targeted? Yes. I didn't record it because we only went to the movies during the week. That was it. For the most part, we were in the house. The kids was playing the video games, doing their homework, stuff like that. But every time I venture outside, immediately as I exit my apartment building, there'll be noise campaign. When I'm in the house, no fire trucks, sirens, no ambulances. Maybe a couple times of the week, okay? But that was when I was inside. But every single time I stepped outside my apartment building and went back to my apartment building, noise campaign, fire trucks, ambulance, police sirens, okay? And so I recognized that. Then one day I went to the Dollar Tree, which is a couple blocks over, and when I got in the Dollar Tree, there was barely anybody there, and this was like around, I would say, after 11 o'clock in the morning. But immediately after I entered the Dollar Tree, the amount of people that came in there was like, whoa. It was like, where did all the people come from? Were they just waiting for me to come in there? And that's exactly what happened, because they all came in there at one time and they all started targeting me. Subliminal message, synchronization, the whole nine. So same thing when I went to the bank, because again, they monitor every aspect of our lives, and here's an interesting thing. I don't know if any other TI experienced this, right? But when I was when I was working, right, and I would go to the store after, let's say I came home from work, I went to the store before I got in the house, and I bought something, and if I get back $5 change, there'll be a person standing outside the store with a shirt with the number 5 on it. If I go to the store and I got back $10 change, there'll be somebody standing outside or walking up and down the block with a shirt with the number 10 on it. And this used to happen to me all the time, and that freaked me out. Like, how do they know? Because remote neural monitoring. Okay, the microchip that's placed in our brain, read our thoughts. They're able to do. Can't think of the term for it. Oh, it's remote viewing. Okay, which is viewing what you see. Okay, because that microchip, again, embedded in your brain. Okay, connected to your brain tissue. It's able to see what you see, interpret what you're thinking, That's why when I'm in the house and certain days when they'll target me with certain colors, for example, the color gray or anything metal, and usually silver that I touch, they will do the noise, particularly like whoop whoop or car honking. Every single silver thing that so whether it be utensils, whether it be the sink, whether it be the knob on the sink to turn it off or on, anything of a particular color or a particular metal, right? On certain days, if I touch those things, every time I touch it, it's either a siren or car honking, right? Just to give you an example. So I know I'm not the only one that have experienced this. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to the video. So this was again the Friday night. Go home. Now, kids are back in school. Okay, and this was the Monday. So I drove the kids to school, drove Pan to work, didn't record it. You know, I have my reasons for doing that, which I'll explain. So, go to pick up my daughter from school, which is Monday. And as we're walking out of the school, going onto the sidewalk, let's go back again. Let me do it over. Get a noise campaign. Fire trucks pass by. A fire truck passed by. Let me see if you can see it.
Yep.
Start from the beginning. Let's see if you get it. Yeah, there you go. Just passed by. Okay?
Yep. Never ending.
Okay. Alright. So I'm thinking, okay, that's it. So I stopped recording. Now, prior to going and pick up my daughter, there was a police vehicle that was parked on the other side of the street. It's a two-way street. And as I was leaving after I recorded this, I noticed when I exit out of the schoolyard that the police car was now on the side, parked up in front of the school, with one of the officers outside standing, leaning against the police car with his phone in his hand, and the other one sitting in the passenger seat. And when they saw me, the one sitting in the vehicle did this. And then the other one that's standing aside looked at me, and then he looked at his phone. Okay? Now, I was about to take my phone out to record it, but I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm a black man. They just shot another black man for having a phone in his hand. I'm not making any sudden move because this is probably what they want to do. This is probably what they want. You know, to see a black man taking his phone. Next thing you know, they shot me in front of my daughter, claiming that, oh, we thought he had a gun, but it was a phone. And I wasn't going to take that chance. So, you know, I didn't record it, but I'm letting you know what happened. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, that's it, but I should know better, right? So anyway, went to got on the block, and
Yeah, look who shows up.
now this is all the same afternoon now after picking up my kids from
And
school.
here they show up on the block. As I'm going up the stairs to
That's
the
my daughter.
apartment. You know?
So we were actually going to the store. That's what because I had promised them to get some cold cuts to make sandwiches for them. So again, they showed up, right? Immediately as I got on the block, there you go. So then the video ends here, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go to the store. So we continue walking, and another fire truck shows up. There you go. Okay. Now I'm like, wow. Okay. Well, what have you. So the next day, took my daughter to school. I dropped off Ethan first. Took my daughter to school. Parked up. As soon as I entered in, SUV, again, license plate 1632. So remember that number. Okay, it's the number you're gonna see many times. It's a number that I've been conditioned to. Neurolinguistic programming. This number is a trigger. Trigger to something that, I don't know. But the repetition in which I see this number, no, I know that that is a conditioning method. Okay, that is something that I've been conditioned to, and this number acts as a trigger. Now, whenever I see this number, whatever emotion, negative emotion I feel, whatever negative thought pattern I feel, I immediately change it. Okay, I substitute it with something that's positive. All right, so that's why this doesn't really affect me the way they want it to. Okay, because I don't react to this the way they want it to. I mean, yeah, I record it, I notice it because of the frequency, and again, whenever you see the frequency of things happening in front of you, it is a conditioning phase, a conditioning method. Okay, so let me speed this up. Let's see here. Hold up. I'm trying not to miss anything here because this happened a couple days ago, so I'm not going to remember everything. Okay. All right. Now, also, earlier than this, Pam, they're again using her mind control technology to target me. So she gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Now, I was in the living room and I was watching something and I fell asleep on the couch. She gets up at 4 o'clock. She comes into the living room, wakes me up to come into bed. Got up, went into bed. Immediately, as I got into bed, she gets into bed. Then she starts touching her nose. And then she says to me, I feel like there's a bug in my nose. Okay? And I'm like, what? A bug in your nose? What are you talking about? She's like, I feel like there's a bug in my nose. So I knew that morning or that day, I was going to be targeted heavily. This is a subliminal message that they've been trying to send me. Okay? That's why they're always touching their nose or they pinch their nose and stuff like that. And so here, they're giving me confirmation. Right? And it's not that there's a bug in my nose. It's the fact that I've been microchipped. And how the microchip was inserted is through the nasal passage. Okay, for the purpose of remote neural monitoring. This is why they trying to shut me up. This is why they try to shut TIs out, because this is the non-consensual illegal human experiments that taking place. Okay, not also being microchip, but the use of directed energy weapons, mind control weapons, against us and the people around us, mind controlling them. Now, some of them know exactly what's going on. Okay, others may be unwilling participant. Like I know my kids are. My kids are unwilling participant. They've mind control. They microwave us, and they mind control my kids to target me. Okay, my kids are 16, 8, and 4. Right? So my 4-year-old start targeting me. I know it's not her. They're being microwaved. They've been sent transmissions to do certain things, and so they do it. I don't pay it any mind because I know the technology exists. I know what's being done. But when it comes to the perps out there on the street, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I target them back. Okay? So anyway. So I'm on my way to pick up Pam. Now, they know I take this route. And look at this guy here. As soon as I approach, he closes his car door. The trunk of his car, actually. No, again. There, it's a theme of open and close. Okay, so what they do is that they try to they run this narrative, right, that you're being investigated for whatever reason. Okay, but yet no one shows up at your door. No police officer shows up at your door with a warrant, anything like that, or just to say, can we ask you a few questions? Nothing like that. The use of the police is to intimidate and to silence you. Okay? In the meantime, they're sending subliminal message about being investigated, in the way how they set up scenarios involving police officers. You're saying to yourself, well, am I being investigated? Now, I've been through all of that. I went to the police station, all of that stuff, right? Again, I've been in this program for over 15 years. Okay, a few years prior to even knowing that I was in this program. Knowing I was in this program has been 15 years. Okay, so that's to tell you how long I've been in this program. So what they'll do is that they'll start sending you a subliminal message, or if you're quiet, you don't say anything, we're going to close the case. If you talk about it, we're going to open the case against you, you're going to get arrested. See, this is the trick, and this is the tactic that they use against TIs to shut us up. Okay? Because we're afraid of being arrested, we're afraid of being killed, we're afraid of being institutionalized. So they use those methods as a fear-driven tactic to silence us. Okay? And make no mistake that whatever narrative that they're putting out there about you, about me, about other TIs, okay, it is a false narrative. The narrative is being put out there to get the civilian population to participate in your targeting. So if they label you as a threat or a bad person, okay, people are more inclined to participate in this, right? Because again, and through history to experimentation, we all know that people in authoritative position who commit crimes, right, and use people to participate in committing crimes, the people that participate will always say, well, you know what, this person who is the authoritative figure gave me permission to do it. So it doesn't matter if you get killed, the victim of this crime, these people feel no remorse that they've killed you or they've damaged you in any way, shape, or form. Okay? That's the danger with society, in any society. And they know this, and they use it over and over again. Particularly, they use with people who have a strong religious belief. Because, again, these people are more easily influenced. So, those religious people who watch this video and be like, well, I'm not easily influenced. Yes, you are. Okay? Because you won't even want to research your own belief system to see if it's real or not. You're just reading something, being taught something by someone who tells you that it's the truth and it's the real. And you don't even have that ability to go and research it yourself. So yes, you're easily manipulated. So anyway, so you see this guy here in this white vehicle. Okay? Now, I saw him in my rearview mirror as he was coming up alongside me, right? And there's a parking space here. Now I'm thinking, okay, he is going to park in the parking space. No. what he did is basically go into the parking space just to pull out. All right. Now watch. You see him here. He's gonna act as if he's gonna go into the parking space. And you can see by his vehicle, he's a reckless driver. Okay. So there he goes. Then he reversed, right? So you're thinking, okay, no, nope. He's trying to get in front of me. Why? Because the number 32 is in his license plate, and you'll see. Okay, well he's gone, but let's go back initially and let me see if we can get that number. Okay, so let me see. There you go. 17332. Okay. So again, remember the SUV parked in the parking lot at my daughter's school. His white vehicle. This guy, like came up on the side. I'm thinking he's trying to get into the parking space. No, but he's trying to get in front of me because again, they're trying to target me with the number. And you look how fast he's going. Okay, look how fast he's going. Right. So now, pull over. You guys see me see videos of me at this street right here. Usually I wait here to pick up Ham. Now, if you look at the street, right, it's pretty clean, right? Because the street was clean before. Okay. But after about 5 minutes of waiting for Pam right here, the street sweeper came up behind me. Now I'm looking at the street. I'm saying to myself, the sidewalk right there, not the sidewalk, but the side of the street right here, it's already clean. So why is this street sweeper behind me? You'll see why. So anyway, I had to go around because I couldn't stay there, and I didn't want to make a U-turn because there was a police vehicle on the other side, and I didn't want to get a ticket because they'll pull me over for making a U-turn. Even though I could, I didn't want to take that chance. So anyway, as I'm going around again, making a turn here, and another white vehicle. Okay, and guess what? Look at that number, right? 4732. Okay, hence the reason why the street sweeper came up behind me, because they wanted me to go around so they can target me again, right? Because after dropping Pam off from at her job, came back on the block to get parking, the side of the street that was supposed to be clean, that the street sweeper was supposed to turn and clean that side of the street, that side wasn't clean. And I waited outside, okay, until, and on the same side that was supposed to be clean, no street cleaner passed by. Okay, so they would rather target me as opposed to doing their job of cleaning the street, the side of the street that they're supposed to clean. That's to tell you the level of targeting that we as CI go through, and people don't want to believe it. People say, well, who's going to spend this much resources targeting you? The government. You know why? To hide the fact that they're experimenting on us. Okay? And they have an unlimited budget. Okay? That's why agencies like the CIA, the NSA, the Department of Defense don't get audited. They just get a budget. They don't get audited. Okay, to see what they're doing with the money. This is what they're doing with the money. Do the NYPD get audited yearly as opposed to how they spend the money that they get from the government? No. So again, let's go back. Now watch this teenager. Sticks his tongue out. and for her. That's what he does. Okay. This is never ending, you know. And you know, for those TIs out there, you know, you never get used to it, but you know you got to go through it every day. So it is what it is. It's the way it is when it comes to us being a TI, and you know that's why we have to expose it. We have to expose it. You know, if not for us, but for future generations of those who might and will become TIs. And maybe the video we put out there exposing this will end that. You know, so you gotta stop thinking about ourselves totally. You know, I mean, we should we should think about ourselves, but I mean, you know, but we all also got to think about others too. You know, to making sure that this is being exposed so that it doesn't get repeated. Okay, with anybody else. Okay, so another thing too is that they love to have people in vehicles driving slowly in front of you. Okay, as with this vehicle. Okay, now there's no car, no vehicle in front of him, and look how slow he's driving, and he's stopping. Okay. But again, it is done to annoy you, and you can see no vehicle. Except, well, there's one vehicle there, but there's one that had been there, so you had plenty of space to drive. But you know, you gotta drive slowly. That's my phone. I gotta mute that. It's another TI calling. But and again, the NYPD shows themselves, you know, and they do it in such a way that, you know, when people look at this, they may not see anything, but as a TI, this is their way of letting me know that they're responsible for all of this, that they are behind this, that they're part of this. Okay, because like I said, when it comes to any type of surveillance experimentation, they will always use your state and local police. The FBI did it with COINTELPRO. The CIA did it when they put LSD in the subway system. Okay, they used the police. Okay, the police were in on it. They knew about it. Okay, so here he goes. They got the red theme. As soon as I pull up, they walked off. Okay, so let's go back. So remember the blue Hyundai that was in front of me, and I pull alongside it. The light changes. I start driving slowly, and I did this on purpose. And I stopped. Okay. See how slowly he's driving by, because he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. You know, because I know exactly what he's doing. Okay, he's a perp. I know exactly what he's doing. That's why he was driving so slow. And I stopped because he wasn't going to turn, and I saw him driving slowly. So I wanted to see what he was going to do. So when I looked over at him, he's like watching me. You know, I'm telling you, these people, never ending. Okay, so right now I'm taking time to work. and I'm gonna skip past some of the targeting. I'll skip past because you know, I want to get to the point and show this. So, okay, here I am. Okay, all right. So now turning down to, she works on the next block over. Again, the car I pulled up behind, which is this Audi, the license plate, and number 32 is in it. Let's go. Let's okay, I'm dropping her off. Wait, all right. I want to get to the point where you can see it pretty good. All right, so there it is. 677321C. Okay. There you go. You can see it better here. Okay. Drop her off, she gets out. Vehicle pulls out. And guess what? 5032. And this is a doctor now. So again, let me know that, yeah, you know, we got doctors participating in it. I already know that. But the purpose of these type of program, the coercive persuasion program, is that it has a sociopath, psychopath type of theme in terms of the people who are doing this, stalking you, then letting you know exactly what they're doing, right, to you, okay, to, again, make you paranoid, drive you crazy, to discredit you, you know. Okay. Okay, so now I'm heading back to the house, and let me see. All right, let's end that there. Okay, so got back on the block, and you know, like I said, notice that the street wasn't clean. Parked on the side of the street that's supposed to get clean. Waited till 10 o'clock. The street cleaner never came, so the street was dirty. And that was actually the street cleaner job, the one that came up behind me that had me go around because they wanted to target me. That was that street cleaner job to turn onto that block and clean that side of the street, but they never did. They wanted to target me. Okay, so now this is the afternoon. Again, perp right there. That's why the camera is on him. And now using different vehicle. This is the emergency FDNY communication trucks. Okay. Oh, before I forget, shoot, I think I missed. Let's go back to this video. You have to forgive me. Okay, so I forgot about this part. I skipped past this part, and this was again in the morning. There we go. Ah, I missed this. I forgot about that. So I just remember that. So, after I picked her up, taking her to work. You're gonna see again the use of the fire truck. Okay, and remember, the previous day, the 3 fire trucks that showed up as I pick up my daughter to school, and then the other 2 that was coming up the block. So here you go. Okay. Now watch this woman here as she does this.
Oh, really?
She has a banana in her hand. They love to use a theme banana. Oh, he's banana, she's banana. She's crazy, he's crazy.
Go.
You know?
Like, this is just.
All right. So again, so this is the morning, and then this is the afternoon as I go to pick up my son from school. And so now, again, they use the fire department again, except they use the communication trucks now.
I guess they couldn't bring out the fire truck. They got to find some excuse to come out here.
Yep. Okay. Now, and of course you're gonna see as I turn and pan over, you see the police vehicle. Okay. Alright, okay. So now picked up my son, went over to my daughter's pick up my son as we were crossing over, okay. I saw this homeless guy walking past. So I'm like, I didn't really think much of it, homeless dude walking by. Even though they use homeless people in my target, and again, to send you subliminal message of being homeless and all that stuff, they use what is called the homeless theme. And, with my son, I didn't really, my mind didn't think to record it, because again, it wasn't as they had the other homeless guy that was situated and was right in front of the schoolyard where I pick up my son at, at one point, and I had a video on that. And so, I didn't pay any mind. So we went to pick up my daughter and walked back to the block, and I turned on the block and started walking, and guess who showed up?
Proof again, being targeted, being stalked.
Actually, this is the same
fire department. You see them
same
right
day,
for
same
the
day,
light to change so they can go again.
Same day. Okay. This
Picking
is
up the kids from
I was
school,
picking up my daughter
to the house.
They
And
showed up again.
So far it has been a daily routine.
Okay.
This week.
All right. Now
They want to act as
turn.
if
I'm walking up the block, as you see me. Next
the
video.
homeless team. So this guy walking here.
Okay.
As I was picking up Ethan.
Same dude, same homeless guy that I just saw walking in the opposite direction across the street from my son's school. When me and my son was going to my daughter's school to pick her up, turned on the block, started walking. The same dude shows up on the block. Okay?
As I was picking up Ethan, he
That's the homeless thing.
was walking over to my kid's school.
Again, perfectly
walking on the
coincide when we talk about coercive persuasion program and the type of subliminal message they're trying to send.
Here.
Then on top of that,
as I was
after he
picking up
passed
Ethan,
by, this woman right
as I was
there,
picking up
she
Ethan,
started
he,
touching her hair. As you can see,
was walking
you
over
can see
to
her
my kid's school.
touching her hair
Now he's walking on the
and
block.
biting on her fingernail. Okay? Again, this is all coordinated. all coordinated. Okay, this is the thing that we as TIs go through every single day, being in a coercive persuasion program. This is psychological operations with participants from the public, some members of the public. Okay, and that's why I'm glad that at this time and space we have the technology that's small enough that we can put it into our pockets. We can take it out and record what we're experiencing and what we're being put through, and we can say, here it is. Okay, here it is. Hearing me just talk about it is not going to give you the full picture. You have to see for yourself, and that's why I do this video, and that's why I explain it, what's happening to me the way that I do. And again, as you hear the sirens going off, again, this is every time I do a video, you're going to constantly hear sirens going off. Okay, because again, this is how they show their frustration and their anger. Okay, this is how they retaliate, right? Like little children. Okay, and so yeah, and this is just up until Thursday, yesterday. All right, today was a whole nother ball game, which I'm going to do a separate video and I'm going to upload, because the level that they keep up in the ante in terms of targeting me, it's not surprising. And I'm so glad that I'm able to anticipate and realize what it is that they're doing, okay, and not be psychologically or any more psychologically damaged, right, by what they're doing, okay. And one of the things that they want people to believe, or even you yourself as a TI, is that they haven't psychologically damaged you and they haven't physically damaged you. That's why they will deny TIs who are seeking to get evidence of what is being done to them any type of medical proof, okay, as well as physical proof in terms of with the videotapes and stuff like that, because they will change the way they target you to mask the targeting, to mask it even more, okay, to be as very subtle with it, so that again, people who are looking at your videos, if you're not explaining it, won't see what you see, okay. So they know what they're doing. They don't want to be held responsible, and as in a coercive persuasion program, they don't want to be held responsible. Okay, look up coercive persuasion program for those of you who don't know what that is. Okay, and that is the psychological conditioning, the programming of your mind, so they can psychologically torture you, psychologically harass you, okay, because they want you to shut up about the non-consensual human experimentation, okay, and they use that to discredit you, because when you are put into this program, okay, the things that they do, and when you talk about it to others who may or may not be involved in targeting you, they're going to call you crazy. You need to go see a psychiatrist and all this stuff. And then after you see a psychiatrist and they put you on medication, you're thinking that it's going to stop, but it doesn't stop, because you know what, this is not something that your mind created. It's something that they did to you and they continue to do to you. That's why they go to your psychiatrist and get them to participate, okay, to a point where your psychiatrist may start targeting you. They may start sending that psychiatrist subliminal message through microwave to target you. They've done it to me. Every psychiatrist I've been to, Okay, they last about maybe a year or two, and then that's it. I'm done, because they get them to target you, right? Because all of a sudden now, if you're on medication, it's a problem for them. Why? Okay, first, it's a problem for them because they want you on medication, but you don't want to be on medication. Then when you decide, okay, you know what, maybe because I am being psychologically tortured, medication might help me. It doesn't mean that I'm crazy. It just means that it helps me to refocus my mind. It helps me to sleep, okay, because I can't do that on my own, right? So now they will microwave that psychiatrist and condition a psychiatrist to target you, so that you don't want to go see a psychiatrist anymore. They've done this to me plenty of times. Okay, to the point now where, you know, I don't see a psychiatrist anymore. I'm looking for a new psychiatrist to see, to somebody I can talk to and tell what's happening to me, because they don't want any type of documentation. They don't want any type of proof, or you to have any type of proof, you to have any type of documentation of the psychological damage and the physical damage that they've done to you. Okay, so they can go and tell their higher ups, look, you know, we can do this to as many people as we want because it doesn't psychologically hurt them and it doesn't physically damage them. Okay, this is what they are doing. This is the deception that they're feeding people, and people are accepting it hook, line, and sinker, because you know why? They've conditioned them to not be critical thinkers. They've conditioned them to not investigate, to not seek out the truth. They've conditioned them that when they come to a person and say, this person did that, instead of you going and to that person and say, hey, let me find out if this is true or not, they automatically accept it as the truth and they participate in this crime. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to end this video here. Like I said, I got another video to do, which is the one from today. And you know, if I don't do it today, then maybe I'll do it Monday. The day isn't over yet, and so I may do it, I may not do it. It depends. Alright, so until the next video, I'll see you guys. So take care.